trying to make this video again. Oh my God. It's going to get interrupted again. Traffic is so bad out here. Like, it is just bumper to bumper. Did they lift the lockdown or something? I'm on, what am I on? 44. I am 52 miles. I just passed a sign. 52 miles to Joplin. So I'm 52 miles east of Joplin on I-44. And it is like not quite it's not bumper to bumper, but the road is packed. Like, as far as I can see in both directions, it's just dense traffic. Just cars and trucks all over the place. And I am constantly getting passed because this thing is so slow. So here's what I want to talk about in this video. I am welcome to feedback. I'm basically going to say, I'm going to let you know what I'm thinking of on my truck purchase, because I need to buy a truck within the next 2 months. So the main things I'm giving feedback on are, where am I looking? So are there other places I should be looking other than where I am currently? And is there something else I should consider in buying a truck aside from the things that I'm looking at, what I'm searching for? So where am I looking? Truckpaper.com is about it. I have looked at Ryder's used truck sales site where they sell their lease trucks once they have decided to get rid of them. So they're old lease trucks. They are a decent price. They're not actually a very good price when you consider that they're fleet specs. They're really, I don't know if this guy's going to pass me before the lane ends. See, this is the reason I said the video is going to be interrupted. All these videos keep getting interrupted because of this heavy traffic. People are just doing ridiculously stupid crap, and I'm like having to stop making the video and focus on staying alive because people do stupid things. And this Pete, this like 1985 Pete, probably not that old, but it's an old mid-roof Pete, double stacks, came up on me, probably going 75 miles an hour. He came up on me quick. We hit a one-lane construction, and now he's riding my ass. He looks like he's a dirt hauler. I thought for a minute he was going to try to pass me before it went to one lane, but it looks like he was playing it cool and slowed down once he got close to me. I was going to see if he was going to try and pass me, and I was going to hit the brakes and let it by, because I'm not going to go too terribly fast through the construction area. All right, so let's get back on topic before I delete this video because it got interrupted too much. So here are some search terms that I'm looking for. Not like, this isn't set in stone, but these things that I'm about to list are things that I really badly want. They're not set in stone things, but they are like strongly desired. And I found several things that meet these requirements, that meet all of my requirements, to the point where it is highly unlikely that I would change my mind on one of the things I'm about to say. And those things are Volvo, full-size sleeper, not a mid-roof. I do not want a damn mid-roof sleeper. So Volvo, VNL, 670, 780. They changed the models between the years, so don't quote me on the models, but the 670 is the smaller sleeper version. The 780 is the larger sleeper version, and the 780 comes standard with some of the features that are optional in the 670. So Volvo, full-size sleeper, doesn't matter if it's the 670 or 780 sleeper, just as long as it's a full size. And Volvo engine paired with a Volvo transmission with I-Shift automatic transmission. I want it to be over 450 horsepower, which I don't know if Volvo makes a 450. They make a 455 and they make a 475. I would be perfectly fine with either one of those. Anything higher than 500 horsepower, I'm going to have to do more research into like what the fuel efficiency would be like in that. And I'm pretty set that I'm not going less than 450 horsepower. I'm pretty well set on I-Shift as well, which means it has to be a Volvo engine and transmission paired together. 12-speed automatic. I don't know of any other automatic transmissions they make. I think all of them are 12-speed. But I would definitely be in favor of more speeds on the transmission. But I would probably, if they make like a 10-speed, I would not want that. I would want the 12. What else? I think that is, gear ratio. I don't want like a 224 gear ratio. Something between 264 and maybe about 3.2. Anything, I don't think I'm willing to go lower than 264 because I want this thing to be able to go up and down mountains without going 15 miles an hour. So anything lower than 264, I'm not really going to consider. Higher than 3.2, I may consider, but I'm going to have to do more research into how that would impact, the fuel economy. Like, is it going to get terrible fuel mileage at 70 miles an hour if I go 3.2 or like 3.5 or something like that? So something between 264 and about 3.2. I'm not very knowledgeable on gear ratios. I just know some basics. Oh my god, this beat to shit meter car is passing me. A Yaris? You better not slow down. You better keep going, Yaris. I'm going up a hill. I'm really heavy. Well, not really heavy. I have 36,000 pounds in the trailer. And this thing can't pull for shit. Every little hill I go over, I drop down to like 50. There are no mountains on this drive. They're just hills. Some decent sized hills, but just hills. And it's a lot of hills on 44 in between St. Louis and Joplin. But those are my almost not quite set in stone things. Is Volvo engine, Volvo transmission, I-Shift automatic, 450 or more horsepower, and a gear ratio between 264 and about 3.2. Those are the things that I'm looking for when I'm searching. Now, optional things that I would really like to have, I would like to have an APU, but APUs are rare on Volvos. I think it's because the Volvo engine gets such good gallons per hour at idle that most people don't spend the extra money to get an APU because it takes so long to break even or recoup the cost of that APU because the fuel burn on them is so similar. I'm sure an APU is better, but it's just probably not worth the money. But if I can find one with an APU that's not charging a premium for that APU, then awesome. I'm going to get the one with the APU. I would also like a Studio. The Studio comes standard in a 780. It's an optional feature in a 670. I really want the desk in the bottom bunk, the Studio. Model year, I would really like to have something 2016 or newer. I would prefer not to go older than 2016. Mileage, I would prefer that it be as low as possible, obviously. But I'm really, you get after it, motorcycle. You just do it. Just squid the hell out of it. At least he's got a helmet on. He doesn't have any body armor. He's not wearing a motorcycle jacket or anything. t-shirt, helmet, look like some fucking flip-flops. He is going about 90 plus, maybe 100 plus. The studio and the APU are the only, like, I would really like to have things that I can think of. I would really like to get the 780. I mean, the premium audio, the premium seats, the premium stuff. You know, if somebody has, I think it's the XE package, you know, those are things, yeah, that'd be awesome. The more stuff, the merrier. But the only optional features that I would really like to have that I can think of is the studio and an APU. I can't really think of any other really big items. The first things I listed on the horsepower and all that, those are almost set in stone. The studio and the APU, those are going to be, if I find one that's a little bit more expensive that has a studio or an APU, then I might spend that little bit of extra money to get that one because it has a studio or an APU. Another big thing is price range. How much am I willing to spend? I do not want to get a brand new $200,000 truck to start with. I don't want to have $1,500 a week fixed costs. Ideally, I would like to find a truck for around $30,000. That is my ideal sweet spot. Sorry, I'm going down a hill. Trying not to get excessive overspeed. I'm governed at 65. If I go 71 down a hill, it goes to excessive overspeed. And I think it gets reported to somebody. All this baby monitors on everything. Let me think. Yeah, those are the only two really big items I can think of. I've seen some that only have a hood mirror on the passenger side. They don't have a driver's side hood mirror. I really want... I could probably have a hood mirror installed if I find one that is everything I want, except it's missing that hood mirror. Because I don't know if hood mirrors are required by law. If they are required, I think only the passenger hood mirror is required. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on the truck. I don't have a whole lot of free time to be looking for a truck, but I found several that meet all these requirements I'm talking about, and they're in my price range. I don't know how much I would be willing to spend maximum. Probably around $75,000 would be the absolute, like $75,000, $80,000, somewhere in that range would be the absolute maximum I would be willing to go. It is unlikely that I would spend that much. Now, when I say absolute maximum, what I'm saying is, let's say there's a 2020 Volvo T780 or whatever model they're calling it in the 2020s, that is just awesome, and there's someone desperate to sell it. It has like 100,000 miles on it, and it's in perfect condition, and they're just desperate to get rid of it for $80,000. Like, that is an amazing deal for a fully loaded. That's a $150,000 to $200,000 truck, brand new, and it only has 100,000 miles on it. 80 grand for that that's an amazing deal. That could probably sell for upwards of $100,000, maybe even as high as $120,000 for that truck. So it's, you know, a really great deal. If I find an amazing deal, then about 80 grand is probably the upper threshold that I'm willing to spend, even on an amazing deal. But outside of an amazing deal, I'm looking at $50,000 or less. If I find a really nice owner-op spec truck that's a decent, you know, it's worth the money, then I would be willing to go as high as about 50 grand to get a really, really nice truck. those are my thoughts on it. If you have any feedback, let me know. I'll end the video there before it gets interrupted by traffic again. Thanks for watching.